Welcome everyone to Price Action Live at Traders Post for October 30th, 2025. Spooky season. I'm one of your traders, Tom Hartman, alongside Mike. May his reign last forever, Christensen, co-founder and CSO of Traders Post. We've joined today. Up to 4 days a week at Price Action Live, we trade in front of you using the advanced trade execution engine known as Traders Post, the epic software that upgrades your trading. Whether trading stocks, futures, options, or crypto, Traders Post has got you covered. Today's stream is brought to you by Blusky, the best-in-class prop firm that offers same-day activation, daily payouts, and no max restrictions. Visit bluesky.pro and sign up for your first prop firm account today and trade futures like never before. That's bluesky.pro, BLUSKY.pro today. FOMC was yesterday, Mike, and markets today seem to be in a sell the news mode. What are you thinking?
Seeing the same thing. Looks like we finally maybe found a top. Good morning, B Blue. Good morning, Aventura. Thanks for joining, guys. It looks like. Thanks, B Blue. Appreciate the call out on the unit here. But yeah, I think the R. Well, I've been adjusting R1 and R2 several times, trying to account for where we think the top might be. What I've been trying to do is maybe move R2 up to the middle of this regression trend. And that's actually served pretty well over the last few sessions. Each time I hit a new high, it actually did touch the middle of the regression trend, which would be effectively the trend line of the regression path, right? This is the point, kind of the point of control, if you will, of this regression trend. So today, it seemed like if we were to hit another new high, it would be roughly 26,463. But I think now we might have finally found some resistance here at the all-time high of 26,399.50. What an interesting number. We're off by 50 cents there for a nice round number. 26,399.50. So today, it seems like we're forming a new trend. We seem to have broken out of the previous trend on the 2-hour chart, and we're testing the weekly VWAP. I'm definitely curious how we're going to open here. I do think that we have a gap open from the weekly VWAP of roughly 45 basis points. So I think it's possible that we fill this gap for yesterday's close. Let me delete this real quick. But if you remember, we still have a few other gaps left to close. We didn't quite close the October 28th gap. And then we still have the Friday, October 24th gap to fill. And then you can see this long green bar here. This is the Friday, October 24th gap. And then there's the 27th gap as well. So we've just had several sessions of gap ups that haven't been closed, which would mean that if we do fall from here, it's 1,000 points down with with some support maybe finally being seen back at 25,000. So we'll see. I'm definitely curious to see how the market responds to the rest of this news. Going back to the earnings reports, though, what's interesting about this price action is looking at the reports that came back from some of the biggest companies on the planet. Microsoft came in with a surprise. Google came in with a surprise. The only one that was interesting is Meta actually being a miss. But still, with both Microsoft and Google showing earnings surprises and the potential today of both Amazon and Apple showing earnings surprises, I just don't understand why the sell-off would continue. So,
right. So we have over here, the dollar just moved right up to the top of the range over here. It just went right back up to 99.5 on the DX futures. And this is what I've been worried about, that we were in this channel and that at some point we're going to get back up here. We don't know if this is a breakout to the top side. Now, the thing I find interesting about here is that the Fed came out saying they're going to be easing a little bit or not tightening as much. And I guess that wasn't enough for markets to feel that financial conditions could be really loosened. So it's just been... 1 second. We have a guest today, folks.
To answer your question real quick, B Blue, R1 and R2 are my designated resistance 1 and resistance 2 lines on the chart. They're basically built on price action, but when we're hitting all-time new highs over and over again, it's really hard to tell where resistance really is. Of course, I have S1, S2, S3, which would be support 1, 2, and 3 on the 2-hour chart. And this is where I expect price to arrive before buyers step back in again. They're just a basic support and resistance. Nick, thank you for joining us, man. How are you?
Good. Thank you for having me again.
No problem.
Excited to have you on. How's the new location? Have you guys found a new spot to hang out?
Yeah, we're in Santa Teresa right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sitting outside on a deck chair trading today, sitting by a pool, looking at the ocean.
You are enviable. There's no question about it. I am sitting in my apartment here with the heater on, and it's like 45 degrees outside. Oh. I wish I could be where you're at right now. I would prefer summer. This is the time of the year, though, in Denver where things really start to get cold, that I'm like, I need to go somewhere warm immediately.
I don't want to deal with cold weather ever again.
Yeah, I feel you. Well, I will be taking you up on that invite to come out and visit.
Anytime, we'll go surfing.
That sounds great, man.
Well, the levels I'm looking at here is we did retrace to the first unmitigated level. This is what I find to be so great about the unmitigated VWAP levels. So we did come exactly there right now, which is why I'm like hesitant for a bounce here. But there are no, other than this all-time high, there's no other levels that I'm seeing pulling us to the top. The next one down is at 25,858, then 25,500, and then 25,300. So
that's what I have too. Yeah.
Downside bias. I'm going to be waiting for the open here because we're oversold on the 1 minute, the 5 minute, 15 minute, whatever. So I'd love a bounce before getting back in, but I have a short bias right now. We're also right at the weekly VWAP. So super dangerous place to short.
So looking at the 2-hour chart here again, one of the other things that I've been waiting for is this pullback from overbought territory. We finally got there. It's been this way since October 27th. And I kind of figured we would finally find a top, and sure enough, we finally did. So almost overbought on the daily level as well. That's the other interesting indicator. This is where it gets a lot more reliable, is on daily data. But we haven't quite triggered the slope filter, which would indicate that we're in a bearish trend. So we're still in the bullish territory here so far, even with this little pullback. Nick, what are you seeing here on the charts?
I'm still seeing bullish. That I have no reason to short anything at all. We've been continuously making higher highs, higher lows. We've had pullbacks, but we always have pullbacks.
Yeah.
Look at a 1 week chart. If you're day trading, look at the dailies. I don't see any reason to be short. Looking at NQ, we're below midnight price. We're below London. Chances are it's going to get back up there. So no, I'm going to be looking for longs until something tells me otherwise.
Got it.
Interesting.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, markets are open now. Let's give it those few minutes, see what kind of flush that we get here. It's hard to gainsay what you're saying there, Nick, because the downside bias has not been good for the last while.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Nick, we published some of your interviews on the Traders Post channel recently and had some good comments on it. Everybody was really excited to hear your story. One of the funnier comments I heard somebody mention is that you'd be a dead ringer for my dad. And that made me laugh because I'm like,
all right,
we're like roughly, he's not that much older than me.
I mean, it's rough living, so I look a lot older than I am. But you obviously got your good looks from your mom, right?
Well, from you, obviously. So
no. By the way, tell your mom I said hi. I miss her. It's been a while. She doesn't call anymore.
I love it. How's the last? I know we haven't talked in a couple of weeks here. How's the last couple of weeks of trading been for you?
It's been really good. I've been trading mostly personal capital for the past couple of weeks, taking about the minimum amount of required trades on prop accounts just to make sure my accounts stay active. But I took the vast majority of my payouts, put them in a personal account, been trading that with some size and doing pretty all right.
That's what I want to hear.
How do you find the difference when you're doing a PA? Is your
I
mentality
love
different?
trading. I love trading personal accounts. They're so much easier to trade.
I completely agree. Before I even did prop firm trading, I did really well in a live futures account with a strategy that I had set up that was mostly automated, and I just took the signals from that. That strategy started to degrade in performance, and it seems to have lost its edge. So I've been kind of on a pause for a while now. But I was up 300% in about a 6-month period. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible. I like the not having to close out positions 5 minutes before market close. You can hold them overnight.
Exactly.
You don't have to trade current contract. You can go out. There's so many benefits to trading personal capital.
Absolutely. Totally agree there. You can hedge across instruments, hedge on the 2nd-month contract. There was a lot of benefits to trading live. I think the real one, like you were saying, though, is right when I had started, I decided, why don't I just put one M&Q long, and I'll just hold this throughout the period that I'm trading. And then in the intraday session, I'll trade NQ contracts for, quick scalps. That worked incredibly well because I was just always holding that long contract on the micro. And that was up, I think, 2,500 points from the time that I had opened it to the time I closed it. So fantastic.
That's a great trade.
Yep.
I'll take 2,500 points.
Right. $2 a point, $5,000. A question here from Aventura: is Santa Teresa in Costa Rica? It is indeed.
It is. It is a wonderful place to be.
All right, couple of minutes in, we got the 15-minute chart showing a fairly bearish candle here, closing below the weekly VWAP. You still think we're going to see a bounce here?
Potentially, yeah, because it's not the 2-hour is just straddling that unmitigated level. No reason why we can't see a nice bounce. Actually, right from 26.44 is where maybe I'd be looking for.
We're about ready to touch yesterday's low as well.
Yeah.
We're only 4 minutes into market open, though, so keep your pants on.
Sure.
Well, you were saying you trade really well during after the first 5 minutes.
Correct. Yeah. So I just put one tiny scalp on right now, just to see how we do here. It's got that trailing stop on, so we'll give one here a test. I do try to just follow where price action goes right from the open, because what I like about it is ATR is usually pretty high. If I follow direction precisely enough and I don't get stopped out too quickly, then there's a pretty good chance that I can pick up 20 or 25 points. This particular short entry is only looking for 15 points.
So you're not looking at holding this trade all day?
No, just I'm in and out in about a minute and a half. All right, and there you go.
All right.
That's a winner. So if I can just stack up these little scalp trades between 15 and 20 points, I can make 150 to 200 bucks in each account, which, as I've learned from you, it's really about just daily small profits, hitting that base hit every day, and then multiplying that out on as many accounts as I can.
Yep.
Getting on base.
It's like dating when you're in high school.
I never dated in high school. I was too busy being in lockers, stuffed into lockers. It was a happy time for me. I got to learn a lot about a lot of homework. All right, selling off is happening. All right, well, I'm leaning headed towards 25.9. All right, I'm in a short.
Yeah, the sellers want it today.
It's so funny. We spent all these days waiting for a sell-off to happen, and now that it's like starting to happen, I'm like nervous.
You should be.
Oh, maybe I shouldn't. Yeah, exactly.
All right.
If you're not a little bit nervous, then
I mean, it
you
definitely
haven't been watching these charts.
Even on the daily chart, this is starting to look like the formation of a reversal candle. But I agree. At any point, I always expect buyers to just step in and surprise me. So I'll remain bullish until the trend reverses.
I mean, how much accumulation do we need down here before it turns around?
Yeah. Let's see here. Okay. Beautiful. All right. My short's printing. I like it.
All right. So this is actually looking like a trend, believe it or not. And I've got a couple of points to the downside here for my new indicator that's been helping me out. I'm going to go ahead and keep an eye on a pullback back to VWAP and a rejection from there.
I love that indicator that you made, the VWAP trend stuff.
Yeah, what'd you think?
It's great. I think there's a great bones there because it's a great coincident indicator. I'm like, how do I get a lead on it? Lead on whether the next candle might be in trend or not, and how to wait, especially when you get to the end of the session. We get this peak up. I love to be able to weight it based on price and volume. But you look at that and you're like, hey, wait, why am I going long and it's red?
That's
why
right.
am I going short and it's green?
That was sort of my big thing, is trying to remind myself of, well, first off, one of my biggest rule violations from probably 4 or 5 weeks of trading now is I keep trying to short above VWAP. It's the dumbest choice in the world. So I'm cutting that one out, and this indicator is designed to help with that.
I've been trying to convince myself of that thing, but it's like my best shorts are above VWAP. I want the most overextended price I can.
Yeah.
And then VWAP's my target.
So that's true for me as well. When we're in an overall downtrend on the 2-hour daily chart, those pullbacks are basically retracements on the higher time frames. You get overbought territory that are basically fib retraces, and those are excellent shorts, especially when they're above VWAP. But right now, in a bullish trend on the higher time frames, it's been a bad idea for me. I think I've only won about 20 to 30% of my shorts above VWAP.
I see.
Okay, so we're back here to that yesterday's low. It looks like they're trying to, or actually two day ago low. They're trying to find some support here at 960.
I only see support at 25.9, so I'm out of my short because of this hesitation here. I'm looking to get back in if we get a bounce up to the 15-minute VWAP, just 26,000. God,
Nick, you got real quiet over there. Are you gearing up for an entry?
I am. Wow, you're starting to know me well too. Think we've spent a little too much time together.
Or not enough, my friend.
Oh, maybe. No, I will not take a short above VWAP. I'll wait for it to break through and retest it.
Yep.
If it's below VWAP, I'm not taking a long until it breaks through with either a lot of strength or it retests and goes higher. Those are, every time I break those rules, I lose money.
Yeah.
So I would rather not take a trade than take a shit one and end up with red on the book. I think you were right about the support down at 940 on NQ.
Yeah, perfect bounce right off there on the 15-minute chart. Coincides with the 8 EMA on the 2-hour chart. A little bit of a short-term trend confirmation, but like I said, I was looking for a little bit of a pullback up to 26 again, the psychological level. And if we reject off of the session VWAP here, it's another good short entry.
I'm waiting for the 15-minute candle to close in 3 minutes. Wait to see
Yep.
what that funkiness does in the first 2 minutes, and then look to
Smart.
short again.
Yep. This is a good example, though, of what I've mentioned in the past, where trends can form in the first few minutes of the session. So the orbs just don't, like, they sometimes work, and then for me, sometimes the signal's strong enough to where you just need to jump on the trend.
Oh, some days it'll start going in a direction and it just keeps going all day long. There's no pullback to get in on.
No, so you just miss the entire trade for the day if you do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And are you okay with missing that entire trade for the day?
That's the question.
I am.
I'm not.
Tuesday, I took 0 trades.
Really?
Yeah, it was a 0 trade Tuesday on a live stream. Most boring damn live stream you've ever seen in your life. 0 trades, no money lost, no money made, just a lot of stupid dad jokes with Dave the Butcher. So that was it.
That's the skill.
That is the skill. Like, knowing when to be out of the market is definitely a skill, especially if you're, if you lean more towards being a button pusher, which I have a tendency of doing. It's tough to not want to trade. That said, if there were any day for me to avoid, it would be Mondays. I've gone back and done the analysis on all my losing days, and Mondays are my worst day. Yeah, Mondays are absolutely atrocious for me.
Interesting.
And by like 2 standard deviations too. They're 2 to 3 times as bad as my other days.
Huh. That's kind of funny because my best days are Mondays.
Really?
And my worst days are Fridays.
Right. And my best days are Fridays.
So you should start Sunday when futures open and just get that out of the way.
Get the loser out of the way.
Sunday, 6 o'clock.
That's fascinating.
You can degenerate trades.
That's it. All right. Is this the rejection?
No, I would not feel comfortable. We're right at 50 seconds until the close of this 50-minute candle. Last 2 candles of 15, first 2 candles of 15, just craziness. It could flush, but my God. I would love to see a retrace up to the weekly VWAP at 26.1 and then reshort from there, which is what the sort of idea you were talking about, Nick, the retest.
TJ says that I hate comes to mind. Yeah, I totally agree. I've got a low case of the Mondays on Mondays. Man, ATR.
Garfield? You eating lasagna first thing in the morning too?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, a little bit more of a bounce there than I had hoped for.
All right. Okay, so yeah, I think this is a bounce where we're going to get. If I wouldn't be surprised we get to 26.1. So,
looking at 26.15.
For a short? Or
it depends. If it bounces off that New York and comes back down,
right,
a short.
That would be the view
it goes through.
We're waiting for. Yeah.
If it goes through with any strength, I'll get long.
Well, RSI oversold on 1.515. Not good for shorting.
I haven't looked at an RSI in a while.
I know. I had poop, just completely dismissed the RSI until I started the prop firm trading. And then I was like, why am I missing all these things? And the 2-hour RSI has been so good. I can't believe how accurate it is. As soon as that crosses, I go long or short, and almost always it gives me the right direction. Yeah, look at that move.
Check that out. Pull it back up for shits and giggles.
Interesting. Yeah, maybe this is a long from here.
If we well, like I said, the first 2 minutes of a 15, the last 2 minutes of a 15, I'm not taking a trade because I do such poor trading around those candles.
Yeah, 38. Jesus.
Well, the opening range is set. Are you planning on waiting for a candle closure, a 5-minute candle closure to go in on a long, or?
Yeah, I want to see a complete close above VWAP, which would invalidate my short indicator. So I'll give this a little bit. ATR is so high right now too. That's the other tough thing, is that if I get into one of these trades, I'm going to actually have to extend my take profit a little bit. With the candle size being roughly 45 points, I'm only going for 25, but my stop's at 20. So half a candle can stop me out.
Yeah, you get wicked out on that quickly.
Yep. And that's just what happened on trade number 2 here. So I have one win, one loss.
If each of you could choose only one time frame, TJ asks, which would you choose? Interesting.
That's a good question. If I wasn't trading prop firm accounts, I would choose the daily, and I would just hold micros long term like I do in live futures accounts. Daily is the more robust, reliable time frame of any time frame that I've ever used.
If I had to trade for the time frame for prop firms, it would be 5-minute, and if it was anything else, 2 hour.
Yeah, I like.
I would do dailies for personal accounts, and either 5 or 15, depending on how I'm trading that day. If I'm micro scalping, it's going to be on the 5 and the 2. And if I'm planning on holding a trade for longer than 10 minutes, 15. But that would depend on volume.
Right.
Should have gotten in earlier.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Let's see here. You guys in chat, if you guys are in any trade, we'd love to hear it, especially what level you got in at and where you're expecting to get out. Friends, don't let friends trade alone.
Looking at the 15-minute chart, this is looking like a pretty good reversal here. I like the size of this candle. This is starting to pay off, this particular trade here. It's engulfed most of this bearish candle so far, and I'm just a couple points off from take profit.
Adventurer says, watching these streams has inspired me to build more scalping indicators. I had never tried it before, but it's been a lot of fun. That's great. I know the feeling. Yes. It makes me want to do the same thing too. This is what I was saying on X the other day. Like, I thought I had traded every asset, or mostly any asset, all kinds of different time frames, all kinds of different risks. But then I come to Traders Post and it's like, oh, wait. There's these different ways of thinking about automation and semi-automation and shorter time frames. It's been such a joy.
Okay.
All right. I'm going in with a long right now.
Yeah, I'm going to have to move to a trend because the scalps are too tight.
Yep.
So
I got 8 contracts on.
8 micros?
Yeah. I ain't no dummy.
You mostly
first trade of the day. I'm not fooling around with 8 minis. All right, so I am.
Question in the chat: is there a VWAP besides the stock one in TradingView that you guys recommend? I like the VWAP. I've met with the author on this one. Really nice guy. And this one comes with this little color band if you're above or below VWAP. And for my, lizard brain, I need things to be green or red when I should be long or short. So
I should say all the indicators you see on my chart, they're all variations of VWAP. I just love VWAP so much. And so all the different levels I talk about, all the different lines, multiple time frame VWAPs. This is what it all is. And I just find that the price surfs through these in a very predictable way.
Agreed.
I use the ASFX automated VWAP.
The which one?
The ASFX one on TradingView. Oh yeah, I saw your interview with Austin.
Yeah. He actually interviewed me yesterday.
Oh, did he?
I'll have my own coming out. But yeah, Austin's great. We've had a couple sessions together now. We had him on Price Action Live as well. We'll probably bring him on again as well.
Yeah, Austin's a good guy. He's
Yeah.
absolutely insane.
He's great.
Oh yeah, insane in a good way, not like wouldn't trust him with your kids kind of way.
No, at least from what I've seen from his trading too, he's aggressive and quick, and I like his style of trading. All right, there's that weekly VWAP. We're coming back to test it.
And I'm out.
You're done for the day.
And I'm short.
All right. You're short now? Great. So I out of my long 8 micro contract.
Awesome.
Well done.
All right, let's see here. Of course, if this gets invalid.
Was that on props there, Nick, or did you do live?
No, that's personal account.
That's the PA.
I just picked up another Top One Futures Ignite account. I picked up 2 of them the other day, so I may trade those here in a second.
Got it. So do you kind of do that where you switch from your live accounts back over to prop, or do you ever trade them all at the same time?
Occasionally, but only on days when I'm feeling a little bit froggy. I don't want to trade all of my accounts at one time. That would be just a poor decision. I'll usually trade like a basket of 25.
Nice.
Ugh.
Or personal accounts.
Yep. And we've been saying PA, not to be confused with a performance account like on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. TJ asks, Nick, what was your entry condition on that one?
Strong push above VWAP, a little bit of a pullback, went in on the pullback.
Makes sense. Are you measuring the pullback on a shorter time frame? Were you on like 1 or 2 minute?
5 minute.
5 minute. You just saw the candle pullback.
Yeah. So I watch for trends on a 15. I enter on the 5 and manage on the 2.
Okay, it looks like we might be trying to close this gap from the open here, which was a 44 basis point gap. My trailing stop has now pulled me into profit. I'm going to let this one run, and let's just see how high we go today, because we've just engulfed the entire opening 15-minute candle.
This is what I was saying at the beginning, the sus drop. It's not...
we know it. We know the buyers are going to show up. If they want it, they'll take it. So if that revises this trend, that was just that was almost a 5 sigma sell-off candle there on the 2-hour chart, which sort of invalidates this break out of the trend, and it confirms the weekly VWAP.
All right, so here's an issue that I have that I'm going to share with you because I just made a really stupid mistake.
Oh.
So I switched over to a set of prop accounts. Now, because I have so many accounts, I occasionally have a little trouble keeping track of them. I just put in a 25 micro long on NQ.
Mm-hmm.
By accident.
On a single account.
Yikes.
I closed it out when I realized what I did, made $212.50.
Accidental profit for the day. I like it.
Accidental profit for the day. But if that would have gone against me,
right,
I could have been screwed quickly.
Right. How did that happen?
Miskeyed?
Yeah, kind of. I hit the wrong tab.
Oh, gotcha. I've been there. I mean, we've all miskeyed at some point.
Yep.
So Raby says VWAP is a lagging indicator. I would argue, my friend, that most indicators are lagging indicators. They are all derivatives of price. The most important indicator on your chart is price and volume, because they're the only thing that gives you the match in real time. But I think the nice thing about VWAP, though, is that it is a cumulative indicator, meaning that it's adding up the price from the start of the session or the starting point of where you anchored it to. and it's adding up adding up everything and averaging across the volume for the session.
The most important part to me
than an EMA or an SMA, which has a drop-off effect to it.
Right. The most important thing to me for a VWAP is that institutions use them. Mm-hmm. And so you're putting odds in your favor that you are trading with big dogs, which is what I want. I want to be a little fish swimming in the wake of a larger fish.
You know those fish that hang out with sharks and clean them and just attack?
I try to remember their names, but I can't remember the term. But yeah, they don't even eat them because they're so useful.
Yep.
TJ asks, what's an example of a leading indicator? I would say anything that's observing the order book, because anything that is measured from price happens after a price match has taken place. So there's really no way to forecast where price goes. That's not really the point of technical analysis either. It's a measurement tool rather than a predictive tool.
Also, the options market is great for leading information, since the derivatives market can move the underlying because of the volume that's there, and how the market makers work is that they're forced buyers or sellers when they're selling options. They're not trying to make any move directionally. And so looking at implied volatility, looking at gamma, this is all super useful to figure out where price could go. Are we confirming this bounce above VWAP?
I want to. I can't tell. It feels like it's trying to find some resistance right above the weekly VWAP here. But I'm really anticipating that we could see a close of the session gap here.
And then remember, you're trading at the top of the daily range too.
Right.
Or today's range.
My big problem here is that we have 1 minute until the close of this candle. So all these candles now are lies.
It's a trap.
It's a trap, exactly.
We got midnight VWAP above us as well.
Yep, I see that here at 182.
You call it midnight VWAP. I love that. Okay, that's what I'm going to use.
Yeah. We've been calling it EVWAP or electronic VWAP, but midnight's even better.
Do I want to short here? I do. I'm broken. All I can see are shorts.
If that's what you trade, well, wait for your shorts.
That's right.
I would not take a short up here.
I'll go ahead and take the profit. So I'm up $50 across all the accounts so far today.
Nice. There's some good trading, Hoss. Now, do you strictly trade technicals, or do you use discretion while you're trading?
A little bit of discretion. I am mostly interested in what price is telling me. I'm trying to just focus on price action in general. Regression trends are my favorite go-to indicator. This is just measuring price and time, the relationship between price and time. And more often than not, price tends to arrive within those bands, and it helps me out spot reversals throughout the day as well. But price is what pays, as everybody says. Dang,
price
pays too early. Look at that. So they want to close the gap.
Yeah, just touched midnight VWAP and came down.
Yeah.
So it was plus 83. That puts me back at a 50% win rate today. All right, so I'll join you guys for the short, but where is it?
Oh, I'm already in. I do not wait. It touches that EV. I get to a level from underneath, I short. I get to a level from above, I go long. Alrighty.
Does that work well for you?
Yes. In fact, it's when I don't do these things and I try to predict price action in between, like in the middle of two levels, that's where it fails. Because if I fail at the short over here, I'm not going to there's no other place for me to try it again. I'm not going to try it again at 26 to 40. I'm like, okay, I'm out. But if I try it at 200 points lower, then I'll do it again and again and again and again.
You and I trade very differently. If I traded the way you did, I'd be broke tomorrow.
Well, I'll tell you You're doing better than I am, so let's not.
I don't know
take
about
credit.
that. I'm a one-trick pony, and I'm kind of a dumbass. I know how to do one thing. That's
See,
it.
people say this, and then they're like wildly successful trading.
Right, exactly. He's a humble guy, is what I'm hearing.
I mean, I use VWAP. That's it.
Right.
I have a little bit of information in my head just for stuff to look, just to look at and kind of keep in the background. But when it comes down to it, it's VWAP, price. That's it. I ain't the smartest guy in the room, so I have to concentrate on one thing and one thing only.
Yeah.
Agreed there. If I'm going to do anything beyond that, it's going to be automated.
Yeah, I need to get into some automation stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we can help you with that.
It's just as challenging as discretionary trading. There's so much work to do to really make sure that you refine a good system. But to your point about just looking at price and VWAP, my best strategies, the ones that lasted the longest and actually held up in live markets, are the ones that have the simplest indicators to them. Almost all of them are built around VWAP.
I never trade off of indicators. I use them for reference points. Like,
Right.
I've heard of people like trading off the 9, the 21, or the 8 and the 65.
There's some confluence between those indicators sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, they're great indicators if you're using them as reference points. But I can't trade off them. I have zero success.
Fascinating. I had to make all my indicators I've made myself because I had to figure out why I was failing. And then as soon as I could see, I wasn't guessing anymore. I could be like, yeah, we just turned over here because of this level. It's been invaluable for me. I can't trade without indicators now.
So you have the ability to create your own indicators.
Yes.
That's not me.
Right.
I have to hire some 12-year-old kid program this for me.
Just a little filter for 12-year-old coders. Speaking of which, I'm trying to get my son into doing creating these scripts. He started trading paper accounts, and he's like, "Oh, this is great." So I was like, "Oh, I finally like you now. We can talk about something that we both enjoy."
You told your kid, "I finally like you now."
Sure, because he wanted to know. He wanted to know if he has my love. So
all right, well.
now he knows. All right, this short's paying off.
That's what I want to hear.
This is great. So yeah, so for me, the reason I wait for overextended levels in order to trade is because it stops my button pushing. Mine can't button push at extreme levels. It can only do it at mid level. So knowing myself, I had to put in these rules that prevent me from making horrible mistakes. And since I put those rules in, I've not blown an account in a while now.
It's working for you.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm out for the day.
Did you make some profit today?
Yeah, it's a profit. Pretty happy with that.
Put some points on the board and call it a day.
Yeah. And now
I faded you. I'm in a long, so.
Yeah, here's a good long is we're oscillating around VWAP. Sorry, midnight VWAP.
Tomato.
All right, guys. How old is your son?
And I'm out.
My son is 16. Any entry rules you should be able to turn into a right indicator. Yeah, every trade setup that I have, you can make an indicator out of it, and a signal generator out of it. I spent 2 years just making my whole set, and I'm like, okay, great. It saved me so much money. All right, Mike.
I'm not ready to closing it up here. No, I can keep going here. I'm curious what Mustang's trader's doing here as well. You said you just took a long.
Yeah, I took a long 5 minis, took my profit, close it out.
Oh, you're already done. Okay,
Nice.
gotcha.
Oh yeah, I'm done with that.
Yeah. Nice.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to leave that here for now, but we will be back tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for even more trading with the advanced trade execution platform known as Traders Post. You guys remember, we're using Traders Post right now. We're on trading. You send in a signal from any signal source that we want. We can do it from here, from our phone, from an NFC communicator on you can get off of Amazon and send a signal over in order to trade, which is great. And because of how well it works and how transparent it is, we don't have to be fiddling around with it after it's set up and done. So if you guys are interested in setting up an account, you can go get your free trial at traderspost.io. And if you're ready to take the plunge, you can use the code PropScaling20 in order to get 20% off your subscription for the month or the year. And hey, if you already have an account and you want to get some add-ons, you can feel free to use the code for that as well. Just a quick mention, we are planning on doing a meetup in New York on November 11th. We're looking to see if people are interested. So if you guys are in the New York area and you would be interested in meeting up, please do let us know. But until then, we wish you, as always, happy trading.
Thanks for joining us here, Nick.
And